Everyone, we are here and I'm really, really excited because I'm joined here with Jenna Smith. Yay! So the purpose of today is really to be in a space to inspire, excite, and share good things that are happening. But even more importantly, what I love about doing this with my amazing, amazing clients is activating, letting you, Jenna, like really claim what you've created. So what I would love for you to do is have you introduce yourself so you can tell the wonderful world out there who's watching. And if you're watching, post and say hello so we can go back and comment and say hi back to you. Tell us who you are, what your magic is, who you love to serve, because I'm going to say Jenna is this amazing energy ball of light who helps you hold and expand yourself so you can make a lot of money, but really you help people connect into their voice and who they're being and enjoy their absolute lives. That's what I would say about you. And you're just this magical, spiritual celebrity person. But I want you to actually share with everybody who you are, who you love to serve. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the work we've done together.
Okay, my superpower. Okay, who I am. So I'm Jenna. I actually live in Canada. A lot of people think I'm in California, I guess, because the woo-woo vibes. They're just like, are you in California? No. So I live right on Lake Huron. It's really beautiful. And that's by design. I really love nature. I do shamanic work. And what that means is the word shaman actually literally means to see in the dark. And so it's taking information from the non-tangible world of spirit and then making it practical for our real life. So I love doing shamanic work with people, and I'm a trained psychotherapist as well. So I have groundedness in my capacity to do transformation with people. So it's not just like a weekend course, 15 years of working on this, working on myself and all of this.
This is my favorite thing. Jenna exemplifies who I love to work with, a full bred expert. Like you've been doing this for years and years, and you have that perfect blend. Feet on the ground, head and heart in the sky. And those together really get your clients magical results.
Yeah, it really does. Cause it was me, we essentially are all coaching ourselves at a certain point. So me desiring what makes life work. Okay, I have all these dreams, but how do I make them happen without contorting and conforming to this world that doesn't make sense to me was my own journey. And so being all woo-woo and then studying spiritual psychotherapy and then studying transformational coaching called ontology, which is actually the study of human beings and their relationship to reality. So it's the study of being. And then going, what am I doing? Oh my gosh.
How do we sell this?
And also being a professional singer. So before doing this work, I call myself a perpetual ball of potential. I could see what I wanted. I could feel it was for me. I was doing the steps, and there was just like little pieces, like particularly like Laura is another one of those people in my life that came in to go, boop, like this is where you go instead of me doing this. And so I highly, highly believe in mentors. I would never be where I am now without my transformational mentors. So now I've created a system called You Are the Manual, which teaches your mind, body, heart, and spirit intelligence systems. And that was 15 years of just working with humans and myself and going, there's actually a way that this does work. And it's teachable. And okay, cool. And after I created You Are the Manual and put that out there, I was able to now create space for the next level of Jenna, which is when I met Laura. So yeah, so that's me in a nutshell. My superpower is my ability to be a bullshit energetic detector. So when I work with really intelligent people, really aware people, spiritual people, or self-development leaders like CEOs, high-level entrepreneurs, they're used to pulling the wool over people's eyes. They go to counselors, they impress the crap out of people.
And the right answers.
Yeah, and I'm like, accept this. And so I kind of help people really quantum leap in who they really need to be in the world, the direct path, and then enjoy themselves and the process.
Yeah, so this is my favorite part because this actually is the business of business. Which is who you be and how you show up. And the most fun I've had working with you is that you do this important side. And now we're actually business monetizing it, because what everyone wants to know is, okay, how do I do a launch? And how do I they want all the business techniques. And the fun part is the way you actually receive the results that you desire is how you be, your energy, how you show up. And so you're a master at showing people how to do that. And what we want to do is bring in some more of the mastery of how do we bring in the business aspects of monetary success and, establish packages and ways to work.
Serve the being. So I was saying to Laura beforehand that I had researched, pre-Jenna being more grounded would be like, this sounds like a good idea. Oh my God, there was an 11/11 after we spoke. So that means we're supposed to work together. Like I used to be ungrounded. Does anybody else recognize that? Instead of just like really like having discernment, like adult real world discernment, and that actually serves our magical being, right? But I had interviewed a lot of people, and without acknowledging that you have a unique path to your success, I believe we will rebel against it, and we will find a way to muck it up because it's not in alignment with who we are. And I think Laura's superpower is to go, and you've done this with me, you're like, except no, you need to do this. And because she does what I do with people with business that I do with their being, and can go, except you wanted this, and except you're a big star, so you shouldn't do these small events, to save me 6 months to a year of, dead ends. And
the most important part about actually hitting goals, because Jen and I talked both practical, energetic, spiritual, all the things of what she wanted. And what I like to do is listen to my clients and have them say, because I can hear it. Like the moment you say, I want something, I know if that's truth with a capital T, or if you're saying what you think you're supposed to say. Yeah. So maybe I will call in the bullshit detector. I can definitely do that. But what I wanted to hear was what you actually wanted. And then what we learned really early on, and I do this with all of my clients, is Jenna's path is Jenna's path. Sarah's path is Sarah's path. Tina's path is Tina. Like everybody has their own path. And I think what's really taught, especially in our online world, is that there is a way to get to what you want. So what we did was we activated the foundational grounding. What do you want? Claim the packages, claim the dollar amount, and then set that down, and then built your way and your path. And I know what you had a goal at one point when we started working together. And this is really fun because this is actually like our third rotation of working together, which is my favorite. Laura for life. That's what some of my clients say, but
I remember her saying that.
I just love being in that spot of being able to show you it's possible. And then get some grounding and some ability to go then create the next thing and the next thing. But why don't you share a little bit? Because I even popped in there that, you had your 35K in 30 days mark, but why was this pivotal for you? And maybe I think everyone wants to hear, what did you do to create it? But I actually want you.
Last year wanted to hear that.
I know. So what I want you to say is, what did you be to create this?
Okay. Well, I'll share. I was in Laura's incubator and made that goal. And it was those big, hairy, audacious goals if you're into self-development, where I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I could see 10K and I couldn't conceptualize 30 yet, but I thought I'd just go for it. Then went into the mastermind, and, what ended up happening was, as I was supported in me doing my way of business, and it was so refreshing. And my inner rebel, we talked about being a rebel, my inner rebel child who's like, systems.
If I tell you what to do, you're going to want to do the opposite. We worked with her.
She's like, do a group. I'm like, except I'm going to do one-on-one. So it was like, her ability to support my Jenna-ness allowed me to get into action. And then who I was being was more Jenna. There's a whole bunch of other things that were happening at that time, but I had claimed being a spiritual celebrity thought leader and getting on stages and doing these Beyonce meets Tony Robbins meets Eckhart Tolle events, which you'll see soon.
They're coming.
And I have a lot of big whomping, like global ideas, and how to funnel them in, and then when to put them on a shelf, when to seed them, when to put them into action. So managing all of that energy was really, really key for me. And then going, this is the goal, this is the goal, this is the goal, which kind of activates our ability to laser in and manifest on the physical reality. And then it came through not a lot of work. So it was the same. So how I've run my entire business for 10 years has been minimal marketing, all just me showing up and being shiny and people going, I want some. And so I basically was doing that, thinking I needed to do all the internet crap.
Yep.
And I have spent a lot of money and frustration on false claims. And if you do this, you'll get that. That's just the BS meter, right? And so I didn't know what to do. So being me and then being able to also reach that goal was the biggest transformation. And now knowing I can fund, I like to consider it being my own patron to my dreams instead of the rich white man. I'm going to be the rich white man, which Laura and I my previous life as a professional singer, the record companies and all that kind of stuff. And it's no different it's no different in any of these industries, is that someone wants to own you and commoditize you, but now I have the reins by being able to just do what I do, not manufacture anything. And then that's worth money. And my clients celebrate me for that. And I've got even better ideal clients. Like, not to sound, I mean, that sounds terrible, but like,
no. You've tuned up your vibration, so you're attracting even higher people. I want to break this down because you said some really important things that I want everyone to hear. Thing number one, we helped you be more yourself, not learning something different, being a different part of yourself. It was go into the core of who is Jenna and you being the most you can be. So that vibrationally called in the right people. It felt good. It actually had you doing things. It took off it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to get your goal because you're coming at it from yourself. The other thing we did was we actually did create a plan for you.
We did.
And I think having a distinctive, I'm doing this month, this next month, this. And the fun part is every time we create these plans, 9 times out of 10, we pick them up and some of them get tossed and some of them get done. But if we didn't have the path, you wouldn't start going down it to get what you want. And that's the other thing. I always like to say, hit it till you hit it. The thing that I admire so much about you, Jenna, is you don't have quit like anywhere near you. Like, I don't even think it's a word you could say out loud. You were just like, okay, I'm going to try this. Okay, I'm going to try this. Okay, I'm going to do that. And how you got to hitting your goals was what I like to call hit it till you hit it. You didn't stop until it happened. And now it's a thing you can do.
And I was incredibly, what's the word? Stubborn about it having to be in alignment with my way.
Yes. Good.
Like that was a non-negotiable. So to hit it with those conditions and then having them actually happen allows me to then duplicate or, you know, there really is true. I heard once you make your first 10K or 30K, it's all just numbers and cents and helping people. And as you said, expanding your light so that they can see you and find you, and then you can do your thing for them. And then it's all just very magical. It's not, business and transactions and stuff. It's very human.
Yeah, it was wonderful. And the best part is like, this is just like the beginning parts, like what you have next. And this, I think, is another really critical thing that I want everyone to catch on to is Jenna has like just creativity beyond bounds, ideas, excitement, ways to work with people. And I fucking love it. And one of the things we had to learn early on for you was how to, instead of doing everything all at once and maybe not realizing all the things you want, how to divine for yourself. And this is really important because I didn't say, nope, you need to do this later. We really worked together for you to divine which thing happened in which order. And by being able to do things in an order, like it's almost, we slowed you down to speed you up.
Yes. And the clarity. So having someone who's capable of listening at that level is actually unique. Who can listen and listen for strategy, but also be open to the possibilities. The more I kind of bumble around on this planet, it's like a smaller and smaller percentage of group, and that helps a lot. So it was the strategy, but it was also this openness of, oh, I see all your big things, and what are you doing this week? And forcing me to go, okay, even right now, what are you doing before you get on the plane? And then I woke up this morning and instead I don't have a lot before our call. And I was like, nah, I can do what I want. And I'm like, oh, except I'm going to do this and this before the call, before I get on the plane. So it just helps activate my own desires for what I said I wanted to create in the first place. It's me creating it and then you holding me to it.
Yeah, 100%. And like, that's what I love to do because inside of all my programs, I teach a bit, I train a bit, I teach some stuff, Well, actually really freaking good stuff. I shouldn't call it stuff.
Yeah, you do.
Claim it. But more importantly than anything is I want to know, like, the true heart of coaching is help the person guide out what they want and then help them reach it. And that's what we do on all of our calls, is it's realigning you to what you want. And some of my favorite parts is because you are so connected to possibility, because you are so in universal flow, because you have opportunities come to you all the time. And it's been really fun watching you discern. So now it's when 15 opportunities come your way, you get to look at it, and instead of being like, all of them at once, or, I got to go over here, you really have been able to start to look at it and be like, this is the one that keeps me on track. And it's okay, because you can go do something that's different than what we had planned, but it still gets you to the same outcome. And before, I think all the opportunities, you would have jumped on them and it might not have been routed to you realizing what you actually wanted to accomplish.
And yes. And sort of organically what happened was I do so many things. So I do the shamanic live events, and then I do the speaking and singing, and transformational, changing people's lives, really simple things. And so all of these things, but I would go to a speaking event and just know that I would say what I need to say and be shiny. And I stopped doing that, and it became, okay, what's the bigger picture here, and how does this weave into the bigger picture? Instead of these one-off things, they would be woven into the bigger picture. And that actually wasn't planned. That just started to happen. I went, I can talk about this, and then this could lead to this, and I want to make sure I let these people know this, not from a sale. It actually wasn't motivated by sales. It's motivated by getting over myself, so that those people in the audience, like when people are experts, just if anybody is like that out there, they need the invitation. I had somebody at a party have to introduce somebody to me because they felt too intimidated to talk to me, which was like bonkers to me. But I am like 5'10" and I do have a big presence. So I was like,
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. If people feel that way, how can I be to have them feel invited? So you can talk to me on a call. You can reach me on Facebook. Like, here's how to get me wasn't salesy anymore. And it wasn't, I'm better than you. And it wasn't, I have what you need and you'll never have it if you don't ever work with me.
Right.
Those were blocks for me before. So I want to empower people.
Yeah, that was a huge shift and change. I'm so glad you brought that back. I'm having this moment. I'm like, well, that was like 6 or 8 months ago that we talked about, Jenna. So it's already done, but that is true. I remember working with you and shifting how you felt about sales. And now it is, you are right. Interwoven is the best way to say it. You can show up and shine and speak and be light and consciously invite people in. And you have a cadence and an order to how you do it, and the path. Like, this is how you rise up with strength, and how you can build your business is because you know that this thing will lead to this thing that will lead to this thing. And it's, so a person doesn't have to go down that direct path with you, but because you have the path, that holds a grounding for people to know how to consistently work with you, which is very interesting because it actually matches how you worked with me. You came in for a little bit, we worked together and kind of got to know each other, and then we worked a little bit more together, and then we dove even in more. So it honors the way you like to receive for you to deliver in that way as well.
And I didn't even talk about that, learning your, the sales. I've actually done a lot of sales training, and I did a lot of sales in the fitness industry. So I was already good at sales, but I wasn't closing, and I was really intimidated by big numbers. Like saying, oh, this is $24,000. I would, because I already, like, as I invested, and that's another thing. I started going, if I want to, it started to be uncomfortable. The rates I was charging were starting to get physically uncomfortable.
It was imbalanced. It didn't give you enough for what you were putting out, and your clients weren't as committed. And it's such a hard one for me to use because people can be committed with different prices, but there was something about it, like their level of investment was directly equivalent to the amount of money they were investing.
Yeah. And then what I noticed is people did pay more of an energetic balance number, then their results quickened. And my ease, like, it was like, oh yay, I get to talk to so-and-so. And so I'm so aware of like my other clients. It wasn't about them. It was all like, who I became is now an invitation for them to step up into that as well, to receive on a whole other level, to have work be ease and receive money for ease. So learning your sales process and then practicing it and letting myself practice it, and then like boxering you and being like, I did something wrong.
You have to, it's just like exercising. You have to do it over and over to get great at it. Yep. Same thing.
It feels very vulnerable. It's like, it's a thing. And then you find your groove, and then I could Jennify it. And it was, oh, and then I do this. I don't look at a script at all. I know the flow. I know and sometimes I actually forget the price of my package. I'm like, let me check. I don't know. And they love that. They love that it's just this very authentic expression of me. So that sales process has allowed me to close more sales and not have people kind of fly off out of orbit that then I find next 6 months and they're still struggling. That started to get very uncomfortable for me too. Because if they're meant to work with me, if spirit put us together, that's my commitment to the universe. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm going to show up and be me. I'm going to transform people's lives. Cool. But spirit, you make it easy, and you have them know I'm their person and know it's time, because I'm not going to dance around and do the convincing game. Like, I really hate it.
I know. And that's like the antithesis. And I want you really to like catch what Jenna just said for everyone who's watching, is my foundational Epic at Sales process is, it's a process, a formula, but it's meant to be custom to the person. Like, there is no scripting. There is no, like, I like to always say, like, you can mess it up, like, just because it's helping you be more yourself. And also shifting into high ticket, I think really matched your vibration, like your ability to step up and serve at a higher level and have your clients step up and receive, and to have you feel super comfortable, no sleaze, just absolute ease. Well, that might be another live stream. No sleaze, absolute ease. But
a little lazy sounding, actually, Laura.
I know. Okay. You know what? And I shake and shimmy, it makes it even more. But to be able to modify it and to make it your own, to relax, to enjoy yourself, and to know you can count on it, I think that is a really, really powerful tool. And now it's in your toolbox, and you get to use it anytime you want and need.
Yeah, it's a game changer. I forgot about that when we did our little "what are we going to talk about" thing. But that the process, up-leveling my sales process made a huge, huge change. And then it's like they buy or they don't. The next client's on the way, the exact perfect client's on the way, like no attachment. Yeah. Detachment from the outcome is a glorious thing. And it's one of those things like riding a bike. You don't get it until you've physically done it. But also the best part about riding a bike is like we're teaching our son how to ride a bike. He's not loving it right this second, but he has a scooter. So why would he need to ride a bike? But I can hop on a bike now, and I probably haven't been on one in like 10 or 15 years, and I can start riding it again. And that's the kind of tools that I like to let my clients know about. Jenna, this has been awesome. I want to stay and talk with you forever. And I also want to honor your time and everybody who's watching. So here's the thing. If you want to understand what Jenna and I did together for her, but more importantly, actually know what you should do for yourself, because that's the critical key, is that what Jenna does and what you do, they're going to be different. But the way that they work is that we ground you. We help you figure out when, what happens at what time. We up-level your sales skills. I have a really awesome thing called my Epic Scale Guide. It's actually what I've been doing with Jenna. She doesn't know the name of it yet, but in the last couple of months, this is the process we've been working through together, where you put together a plan, strengthen some skills, and really do things at the right order for the right person. So you can go ahead and grab it. I'm going to pop a link in. It's epicatsales.com/scale. And if you want to know more about like connecting to yourself, please, please, please go find Jenna online. She will help you step into that energy of being. And Jenna, what would you say to everybody who's out there thinking, wishing, hoping, wanting for someone to help them or guide them on the path? I am going to roll out the red carpet and ask for your, what would you say to anyone who's considering kind of coming into our Epic at Sales world? Okay. One, if it keeps coming up, my decision-making process, if it keeps coming up, it's for you. If you are bizarrely afraid to, it's probably for you.
Yes.
You know, there's a difference between, oh, I don't think this is for me, and like freaking out and eating a box of cookies and doing really crazy resistance stuff. Usually means like the power on the other side is powerful. Yeah. That's a good sign to say yes. And if you know it's time, for me, it was just like, I had to make the change. It was a big investment for me at the time, and now it's not. I thought, okay, if she's going to get me there, then cool. And I
Mhm.
really felt and trusted that you could.
Yep.
So
And we
that's
did.
my thing. Yeah. And we did. So
And now we get to go even
all those
further.
boxes, then, talk to Laura.
Thank you so much, Jenna. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everyone who watched this. Come hang out with us. We're freaking awesome and doing lots of great things in the world, and we want more women like us around. So come hang out with us, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks, Jenna. Bye.